How's it going, everybody? I'm Burrhead2, and I think I found it. Oops. Okay, so I turned on the generator for the trash compactor. Stop camping me again. Okay. So, just get around to the trash compactor. Things should be a lot better. The button still doesn't seem like it's going to do anything. Anyway, I should probably continue on with my story, though. Okay, I should probably not be wasting all of my shots. Let's just hide out in this hallway for a second. So, remember in the last episode I told you how, the extent of my fears of animatronics, and how I, learned about something that's about scary animatronics. And, hold on a second, did I? Ooh, I need to get this again, because I did die, actually. Okay, let's just... Yeah, that. Okay. And how, walking to bed, walking down the hallway, I knew that what was about to happen was not likely to end very well. I need to place this again. Okay, so I've got one thing, right? Like, is there multiple generators or something? So I got that, right? So then all I need to do is find some way to decommission, to say the least. Run! So I don't know how long I was laying in my bed. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even upwards of an hour. Although I'd probably put it more towards the 35 to 45 minute range. 30 to 45 minute range. Because my perception of time was a little bit skewed. You tend to notice when time is moving when you're very aware of things, right? Like when you're bored. Boy howdy. Was I aware? I was very aware. Even though I had... Come on. Stuck on the door again.
Gregory.
Even though I had not even really known what any of these things had looked like, nevertheless, I was still terrified to the bone. I was laying in my bed, watching, waiting, listening for any little sound, or any movement. I didn't really know what I was watching for, but all that I knew was that I had to watch, and I was listening very, very carefully. I don't think there wouldn't have been a sound in the world that I didn't hear. And I was also making sure that I was as quiet as physically possible. I figured my breathing was likely to be okay, but beyond that, not a sound. That would have been way too much. Way too much sound. Because, well, I was freaking terrified, to say the least. And I figured that these things were likely attracted to sound, from what I had known at least. So thus, it makes logical sense to not make any noise whatsoever. Even though nothing really happened, I do think I should reiterate for that I was sitting there for 30 to 45 minutes, simply waiting, watching, listening, and being as quiet as I physically could be. My life might as well have been at stake. I mean, I knew that that entire time that I was going to be afraid ever since I saw the sunset. I knew it was going to be bad. I understood that this was kind of an irrational fear. But fear doesn't necessarily work under logic. Logic doesn't really mean a whole lot. My blood was probably 25-30% adrenaline at that point, to be honest. My fight or flight was kicking into high gear, like nobody's business, all just to sit down and lay in bed and wait and watch, you're still there, and listen. I can't go in that door again for some reason still. Why? I was really tense. I was ready at any moment to, I don't know, do whatever it was that I would have needed to do. I didn't know exactly what it was that I was going to do. I hadn't really thought that far ahead. But, hey, fight or flight. You know how it works. After some time, I did about one of the bravest things I may have ever done in my entire life. Get out of my bed and walk across the hallway to my parents' room, because I figured I'd probably be able to sleep a lot better over there. Despite my fear, I did get out of bed, grabbed my pillow, and probably took a total of one step getting across that hallway. I mean, I was looking down the hallway just to see if there's anything down there, of course, and why wouldn't you? You can kind of see a decent-ish chunk of the house when you're doing that. Is there like a wire I can follow or something? And it's like, how was I supposed to know there wouldn't have been anything, I don't know, walking around a room somewhere that I would have been able to see? Or, I don't know, better yet, there being something standing at the end of the hallway, watching, waiting for me, like a horror movie. Just waiting for me to get out of my bed. I was waiting for that. What? What? Really? So once I got into my parents' bed and slept in between my parents, which is something I had done for some years prior, I figured I'd, maybe be able to sleep a little bit better. Realistically, that didn't happen. Even then, in the comfort of my parents, I was still terrified. And I do think that is the, very little exaggeration to go on there. Probably about the correct term. I was still waiting, laying there, being as quiet as I physically could be. So we gotta go find the, generator again. It's not here. Thought that was a generator for a second. Okay, this is where it is. Why are you over here? It's not fair. You're camping the generator, man.
Who wants candy?
Let's just go hide in the locker here for a second. So it's probably my parents' bed for about another 30, 45 to an hour. We're leaning more towards the 45 minutes to an hour time. Still waiting, watching, being as quiet as I physically could be. Looking for anything. I didn't know what I was looking for. All that I knew is that I had to look. It's just as simple as that. I had to look. Okay, so where's the wire that I was trying to follow? Is that the wire? Who knows? So it just goes up here and... Well, thanks for that. Hide behind the rubbish. Okay, that wasn't gonna work. Why am I going in the trash?
Gregory!
Okay, I need to place the stuff down again? Okay.
Who wants candy?
So, like, what I need to do, get her in here or something?
Where are you?
I was gonna go get that.
Friendly security
Really?
staff.
So after a good long while, I began to feel tired. You know, I was very, very, very tense. Adrenaline was going through my system like nobody's business. I was laying in a bed for crying out loud. You're probably gonna get really tired. So as the adrenaline began to leave my system, I began to feel probably was the very definition of exhausted. But even then, I couldn't sleep. Well, in reality, it's not that I couldn't, it's more that I wouldn't. I wouldn't let myself do that.
Gregory.
Doggone it. I began to feel really, really tired. Extremely tired. Like, probably the most tired I've ever been in my entire life. And I did it for like 30 hours straight, 34 hours straight or something, I don't know. At one point. And I don't think I was as tired as I was in this moment. In fact, I began to get so tired I was like dozing off, you know. Like, my head, I began to lean my head back. My eyes would roll up at the back of my head. My vision would go kind of blurry, but I had to snap myself out of it. I had to snap myself out of it to keep myself from falling asleep. I couldn't afford for 1 second to do that, because that's the 1 second when everything happens. And in fact, I even got to the point in which, you know, trying to snap myself out of it began to physically hurt. I'm not joking. I'm no doctor, that's probably not. I mean, part of it probably was that my eyes were rolling up the back of my head, and I was, you know, keeping my head up to look at the doorway. And, you know, I was extremely tired from being really tense. But nevertheless, it still hurt. Even though all the adrenaline in my system was gone, my fight or flight is still rocking pretty hard. Eventually, I told myself I had to fall asleep. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do this anymore. I had to relax just enough to fall asleep. I understood that what I was experiencing was a fear, you know, irrational. But that doesn't really mean a whole lot. I'm telling you, I was probably so tired. I wonder if there's anything I can do with this, like a cup or something? I don't know. Like, I was so tired, if I could have just, like, snapped my fingers and, you know, just relaxed instantly and fallen asleep, it probably would have taken me, like, a second to do that. And honestly, I don't even know if that's a joke or not. That's how tired I was. That's how exhausted I was. Oops. Here we go. But eventually, probably somewhere between 11:30 to midnight, I relaxed just enough to probably fall asleep within about 2 to 3 seconds. Again, I don't even know if that's a joke. Like, that's pretty freaking tired as far as I'm concerned. You know? Like, words, they're not really doing justice. Okay, so I think I got something new to look at over here. There's that. So I've got, like, everything to do here except for, you know, these three. So, like, I got all this. So it says dumpster diving. So... Can't jump on that? That's a shame. Ash is coming in here, isn't she? Just follow the wire anyway. But like I'm saying, words are not really doing this justice as to exactly how extremely tired and how, well, extremely freaking scared I was of something that I had not even seen. I didn't even know what it looked like. I mean, basic character descriptions. I knew one of them was like a yellow chicken or something, but that's pretty much as much as I knew. That's how bad my first night, ironically enough being the hardest, was knowing about the fact that something like this existed. Even back then, and even to be honest, even right now, it felt like something like kind of cruel joke. Something that felt like it existed specifically to torture me. But at least I was able to fall asleep. So then comes, of course, I don't think these wires really do anything. Then comes, of course, well, the second night, which was a Saturday. I don't really remember too much about that, to be honest. I do remember, I think it probably took me about another 30 minutes to fall asleep. I started out my parents' bed that time. I hate these security robots, they're really annoying. And they are impervious to electricity. Again, reiterating, for effect, I was pretty far deep into being scared of this, you know. Like, already had some pretty bad fears, only to find out that, you know, the thing I was extremely afraid of, you know, kind of existed in some form, and the rest is history. All in all, I'd say it probably took me about 3 to 4 months, given it's kind of like a gradient thing. It's kind of hard to pinpoint an exact time or date or something. About 3 to 4 months for me to feel comfortable with it. Notice I did not say get over it. That was something I figured probably would have taken a lot more time. I figured then probably years for me to, you know, basically be in the same condition as how I was before I even knew it existed. But 3 to 4 months to feel comfortable with it again. And you're behind me. Again. Great. This is annoying. I wonder. I'm really wondering if when it loads, if I can, well, here he comes. Okay, I can't do anything with him. That's a shame. That's a shame. I can't do anything with him. That would help quite a lot. I mean, okay. Okay, just for some semi-comedic effect. Hey, do you know you and your iterations, the pain that they've caused me? Okay, there we go. I need to do this again. Great. So yeah, like I said, about 3 to 4 months to feel comfortable. Bro, can you, like, please help me? Can I use you, please? Ooh.
I am your friend!
So you don't really... I caught you right in the eye.
I cannot see. What? Gregory, I am your friend.
There we go. Right in the eye. Okay. Okay, got that. Now I just need to find the generator again. Which goes around. Ugh. Boy, you may have been the worst. I don't know though. I don't know.
Who wants candy?
But of course, as time goes on, as it usually does, even after that 3 to 4 months, I was still dealing with it, but it was a lot more bearable. But naturally, some things can just never die. They just never want to die. You can kill them as many times as you want to. But seemingly no matter what, it always comes back. It always does. But I can get that in the next episode. Alright, thanks for watching, and goodbye.